So this is a personal update. I don't know if I'm gonna upload it or anywhere or anything like that, but how have I been feeling? Recently, it's been a combination of things. It's the thing where your hair looks like shit from the back. I shouldn't do this. It's been a combination. I was in a slump last week because I was just feeling very unproductive, feeling like I wasn't making enough progress, just feeling very down about everything. Like, you know, when you are pursuing a goal or achieving a goal and you're just giving everything to it and it's not giving everything back to you. It's like that, and you just sort of hit a slump, and it's been the valley of despair, right? And I'm going to talk about it in a future video, which I'm very excited about. I will say, however, my level of confidence has definitely improved over the past few weeks. This is a result of investing in myself. Honestly, low-key quantum leaping. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna make another video about layering. I think, yeah, I can do it here. I'll do it in a minute. But basically, quantum leaping, believing about myself, what I want to believe about myself, literally, basically just not giving a fuck. Quite honestly, that is the attitude. This is going to sound so rude, but I've literally just said fuck you in my mind to people that are pissing me off. And you know what's happened as a result of it? They are literally reaching out to me, stalking me on my socials. It is so funny to me. It's funny to me. And I don't just say fuck you for the fun of it. No, I do it because a bitch has been scorned. Like, you've pissed me off. I've cried over people. It's honestly just been very. Last week was just hard, man. Even the week before. Like, it's just been a little bit rough, which is fine. But I don't appreciate being let down by people. And it's not because my expectations are super high. It's because when I let you in, I do expect a minimum. And if I'm vulnerable and I let you in my home and I let you in my heart, that comes with strings attached. And if you don't behave in a specific manner, I will be hurt because I'm a human being. So honestly, I was just not in a good place. And then I just eventually got to this point, like, my mom gave me some advice and she was like all philosophical, which is what you should really come to. But bitch was feeling petty. I was feeling petty. And I mean, like, I wasn't petty. Like, I wasn't out being mean. And, like, there were some mean thoughts that crossed my mind. But then I literally toned them down. I was like, Mahika, no, don't wish people bad. That is, you don't have to do that. You know, I parented and coached myself through that. But I got to this point where I was just like, well, fuck you then. Fuck you. Because if you're not going to think about me, like, it's not, look, if it's like a one-off, where you forget about me for over a week, okay. If it's, you have shit going on, completely understand. But if you're living your best life, and in your best life, I don't cross your mind, at least like once every few weeks, what are we doing here? And I'm not talking acquaintance level, I'm talking friendship, we are inner circle people. What? Because I think of you often. So for you not to think of me, I'm like, honey, you can wait. And people know that now. They might be like, she's being petty. It's probably just because yeah, damn right, you didn't get back to me. I'm not gonna pull all the weight here. I'm not gonna keep trying to meet you in the middle when you can't even be bothered to look my way, honey. Like, I am done. I was at work the other day. I'm not gonna go into it, but someone literally just made an assumption based off of like a race thing. And I just said, I'm not gonna go into detail, but I literally just called them out on it. Not in a rude way, but in a way where they knew not to cross that line. I've literally gotten to that point. I will be that bitch. I went to my ex-workplace today, and did I have the best morning? No. I got up way too late for like the 5th day in a row. I'm honestly quite pissed at myself. I'm doing my best to not project that onto the people around me, and I'd say I'm doing a good job. Despite my feistiness in this video, I'm actually doing a very good job. And I go in and I see my old colleagues and I have a chat, and I am shitting myself on the inside. Okay? But I still act as me. I still act as the bad version of me? The baddest version of me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I choose not to give a fuck. It doesn't mean that my insecurities don't give a fuck. All my insecurities do is give a fuck. But me personally, I have a choice to not give a fuck. And I don't want to, because it holds me back and it makes me feel like shit. And I don't want to feel like shit anymore. I did not stick around in my life to feel like shit anymore. I don't want other people to have the power to make me feel like shit, at least not for long. Fuck you. My life is way too important. And the moment you start having this energy about yourself, people treat you differently. Because that's magnetic. I'm going to make a video about that as well for you guys. But I can't, call me triggered. I would call me triggered. Fair enough. But I want to live with audacity. I want to be bold. Why the hell not? Everybody's going to give me a fucking reason as to why I shouldn't take up space, why I shouldn't be confident, why I should hold myself back, why I'm really not all that good, how I could really just improve a lot more for them. How I could be a better version of me for them. Okay, but then who's going to be a better version for me? Who's going to be a better version of me for me? Like, that's my business. And I want to take care of that. I don't give a shit about being XYZ for so-and-so over there. So-and-so's not paying my bills. So-and-so's not going to get my goals for me. I am. I'm literally at this point where it's like, look, this energy, it comes and it goes. Like, literally this morning I felt like shit. Last week, no. But investing in myself and everything has really changed the game for me. I don't know where I'm going with this. So I'm just like myself. I talk to people. Sometimes I get in my head when I'm in a conversation and I literally have to, it's my anxiety. I'm like, oh my God, how am I coming across in this conversation? Did I say the wrong thing? Am I this, that, da, 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 da? Does this person think this, da, da, da? And then I just check myself. I'm like, listen to what the person in front of you is saying. And the conversation will unfold. Lead with curiosity, you'll be fine. Dealing with social anxiety especially, like, there are different things that work on different days. There are different things that work for me when I was 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23. But there are some constant things, and maybe I'll make a video on it. I don't know. You gotta get into character. Do your hair a certain type of way. Like, there are certain things where I will be on a confidence high for a few days, I've noticed. It's gonna sound really out there, but clubbing. Haven't done it in a long ass time, but I still have the confidence. Why? Not because I've been clubbing recently, from other things. But what was I saying? Totally structured that the wrong way. Clubbing, yeah, because when I would go out, obviously drinks involved, I would act as her. I would act as my confident self who didn't give a fuck, that was feeling herself, would just do what, I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't do some stupid things. Obviously I did. I'm not promoting clubbing out here. I mean, if you want to do it, but just whatever, do what you want. I would be on a bit of a confidence high. Similarly, waking up every day, investing in my goals, being disciplined, saying no to myself, making the difficult choice, doing the things I'm meant to do even if they're uncomfortable, makes me feel like I'm on a high. Fuck this, I'm going to upload it today. Yeah, I'll upload this video today, whatever. These are just recent observations. Talking to people, and not just talking to people, but talking to people and listening to people in the way that I just want to show up. You know, the way that I've been on YouTube, bringing that into the IRL version of me, bringing my hottest, most put together self into the day-to-day version of me as well. I wear makeup now, like nearly every day. Why? Not because I need it to feel confident, but because it makes me feel better about myself. It makes me feel more confident. It's not all that contributes to my character, but it makes me feel more put together. It affects how other people perceive me too. And that's a bonus. And in the past, I would see, I would think of that as, I'm being fake. People should just love me as my authentic self. Honey, we all make judgments, okay? It doesn't mean that someone can't love you for your authentic self, but we go through the skin deep, we go through the shallow part first. That's a part of it. That's a part of your packaging. It's not all that you are, but it's a part of your packaging. And I'm learning that as I'm getting older, and I'm okay with that. I'm embracing it. I'm learning how to use it. I'm getting better at it, I hope, at least. This video is everywhere. Whatever. I wanted to actually talk about the high. There is a high that you get from dopamine. The high of scrolling, endlessly scrolling. The high of eating, continuously eating sugary items especially. The high of doing things you're not supposed to do. Procrastinating. There is a high, right? But that high is hollow because you will feel it and it will never, ever, ever be enough. ever. You will always, it's like drugs, you will always be chasing and chasing and chasing and wondering why you feel so shit when the thing that you are trying to chase, or that you are chasing, is meant to be the thing that's supposed to make you feel better. It's a toxic loop. Social media scrolling. Oh my God. The amount of times I've downloaded and deleted Instagram, couldn't even tell you. I'll download it to upload something. I'll find myself getting all caught up in how many likes and who's seen this and this, that. And then I will have literally been staring at my face, a picture of myself, probably for half an hour. Oh, I wonder what this person thinks. Did I pose nicely? Oh, my hair looks nice. Maybe next time in a picture I'll do 30 minutes. For what? As if I don't see my face enough being a YouTuber. Or if not that, staring at other people's lives. Your life, your dream life, is not going to happen with you being caught up in what Tom, Dick, and Harry are doing. It's not going to happen. From you lying in bed and scrolling, you can give up on your dreams now. You might as well. Like, I literally just delete it. If I think I'm going insane, I delete it. I'll download it again, no problem. But I will delete it. I will delete it because I can't. My brain is still my brain. I'm still a human being. This thing is still wired to make me be glued to it. Anyway, delete that shit, right? I want to say, after having pursued my goals and my dreams and believing in things and doing things with intention, look, there is hollow value in saying, I hope XYZ. I hope I will achieve this. I hope I will get there. Well, fingers crossed. There is hollow. What was I saying? It doesn't mean shit. Because if you're just saying, oh, fingers crossed, I hope, it's not going to happen. Will it so? People might call that masculine. I call it assertive. You can still will it so and be feminine in it. How? You pursue, you give it push, and then you sit back. Masculine is you push, you push, you push, you push, you don't stop. You keep going at the same tempo, the same speed, etc. Feminine, you push and then you sit back. You've done your bit. You've done your bit, but you got to do your bit. This is my perception of it, at least so far. I'm not going to call it LOA. I'm not going to dip into that. My LOA people out there can probably speak better about that. But like, will it so? If you want to be making a certain amount next year, don't say, oh, well, I don't know if I can do it. Me, nah, not likely. Oh, I don't think it's I don't think so because I don't have this job. Well then, sure. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, that is true. What if I told you you can? What if I told you you can? Now what? How are you going to behave now that I've told you that reality exists for you exactly 1 year from now, should you just do the right things now? Changes things. You get up differently. You act differently. You treat yourself and people differently. When you fall down, you get up way faster because you know that you're moving with intent. The glow you get, the satisfaction you get, the high you get from going about your life like this with intention, saying, I'm going to get to this place by this point, mark my words, self. It's not about anybody else. If you want to throw that in, oh, I want to prove these people wrong, or fine, add that spice, add that masala to it, go ahead. Add that fuel to your fire. But when you move about your life with intention, things like male validation, doom scrolling, dopamine shit, all falls down here. Because when you're in the hollow highs, when you're on that social media for hours and whatever, you're constantly hit with the realization that it's never going to feel as good as doing the grunt work. And that is awareness. That's where you got to go. Use it. Use it. I do. It's changed my life. It's changing me. That's also another video I'm going to make about how to change your life in like 1 year. Sorry, this video is everywhere. It was like a rant / update. I make videos updating myself, basically, on how I'm doing, how life is, how it's progressing, yada yada. I thought this might be that, but I'm like, you know what, nah. This one's going out. She's in a bratty mood. But I'm just like, do I have to explain it any more than I have? I'm not perfect. I am most of the time quite pissed off at myself, quite honestly. Pardon me. But I'm less pissed off. I'm less resentful towards myself. Because I deal with shit. So I could wake up, make a mistake, or I could wake up, not make a mistake, and then make a mistake later, or whatever, right? Regress back to who I was, who I've been, making stupid mistakes, or silencing myself and like not showing up in societies the way I want to, or whatever, with the confidence I want. I might do that, but I will get back on the horse, and I will keep trying, and I will keep going, and I'm gonna make a video about layering later. I don't want to do it right now. I've got things to do, but I will keep going. Whereas in the past, I would stay in that and define myself off of my 3D and say, well, didn't go well, so what's the point of me even trying again? I'd be my own doom, basically. It was just so not worth it. I was gonna say depressing, but it's just, I don't want to like diss anyone who's in that position. It's not worth it. Because, okay, if you want to go down that road, sure. But it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. If you fail, if you keep looking, overanalyzing the 3D and think, this person thinks this, if you keep going to that place, honey, I can tell you right now, you're signing your own death sentence. And the saddest part is you're not even dying. You're alive. And you have to deal with that. You have to deal with being and feeling like death whilst being alive. And I already go through PMS once a month, so I don't need to feel like shit any more than I already do. Quite honestly. I don't like feeling like shit. I don't want to stay feeling like shit anymore. I don't want to live in the reality that I've been living in for a while now. You know, if people say shit that upsets me, I want to address it. I'm not saying I get it right every time, but I want to address it. I want to learn new things. I don't have to make sense to other people. I'm just changing things because what I've been doing so far has not been working. So natural conclusion, change what you do. Change what you do. You get a different result. I don't want to give too much away because it'll all be in my video, the changing your life one. But I don't know what I was saying. Fuck. You gotta keep it moving. You make a mistake, learn from it. You don't know what you did wrong, ask someone who's been there. You still don't know? Try something different. Maybe that mistake won't happen. Maybe you'll make another mistake. Okay, more data. Great, no worries. Try something else. I want to see what I was saying. Oh, right. Yeah, I was talking about like resentment and stuff like that. When you don't make that change, the fuck? Just my family ordering 5,000 packages. All right. When you don't make that change and you know your potential and you know who you are deep down and you feel unheard because no one's going to listen to that music for you, honey. You're the one that needs to tune in. You need to advocate for yourself. But when you're not advocating for yourself, when you're like squashing it down, doesn't really matter. Let me just keep playing out my insecurities and my limiting beliefs about myself and the beliefs that of the whatever expectations of what so-and-so people think I should be. And I'm sure I'll figure out my happiness somewhere along the line. When you keep doing that shit to yourself, you know what happens? You resent yourself. You resent yourself, which I would honestly say is worse than, it's basically the same as hating yourself. Or you end up hating yourself as a result of that. It's a byproduct. And then you get reckless and you get foolish because then you have no vision for yourself, honey. Because how could you have a vision for yourself? You silenced yourself from day dot. How could you have a vision for yourself? Because you're not even yourself right now. And then what? And then you start going into spirals doing stupid things, putting yourself in stupid situations, giving yourself less than you actually deserve. How fucked up is that? I did that. I can tell you it's very fucked up. And it hurts and it sucks, and then you have to sit in the consequences. Because now everything that you said about yourself, all the shit that you've done to yourself is now true. Because that's what you manifested, baby. Because that's what you selected. I don't want to select that anymore. That's the difference between current me, the version of me I've been becoming since, I guess you could say, September, when life really just had its fun with me, throwing me about, beating me up a bit, whatnot. Yeah, September. That's when things started to change. You get to this point where enough is enough. If I can help you to not get to that point, to not hit another rock bottom, then I will. It sucks, man. It sucks on another level because it's not other people letting you down at that point. It's just you. I don't want to let myself down anymore. Enough people, quite honestly, have done that for me. Done that to me, I mean. And I don't want to do that again. Least I don't deserve that from myself. Not anymore. Listen, it's going to happen every now and then. I'm a human being. But on the big things, on the basic things of just being kind enough to myself to say, actually, maybe this person wouldn't mind having a conversation with me. After all, I am actually giving a damn about how they are. I have nothing less to offer than positivity and kindness. What makes me think that that's a bad thing? If they reject me with my offer of positivity and kindness, science and logic and common sense says that that is a reflection of them. Whatever. I guess it's just a step of taking accountability. I really don't know what that video was. Sorry. But hope you kind of like the background. A lot of people come here and they ask if that's my granddad. No, it's not. It's like a random, I don't know. It is not my granddad, guys. Okay, if anyone else is wondering. I should probably smile and be nice to you now, because I did come in with like, this video is for me. And you usually just sort of blow off steam and rant and cry if I have to. But it's true. That's where I'm at. I hope it inspires or helps some people who just sort of need like a kick up the backside. Can you see my eye twitching, by the way? It's literally been twitching for like 5 days. Hold on. It's not doing it right now. Okay. But yeah, life's too short, baby. There's someone that really pissed me off, quite honestly. Yeah, they can I say they betrayed me? I mean, they were red flag central from when I first met them, but I guess you could say, I don't know what you could say. They're not in my life, right? So let's just say that. And they ended up being a huge dickhead. But they gave me a pearl of wisdom, which I listened to. It still comes into my mind every now and then. And it was something along the lines, because I had sort of discussed where I wanted to go, how I wanted to do things, how I wanted to win at my life. This is going back like a year. And they said, effectively, don't worry about that. Win the day. Win the day, and the rest will follow. And I was just kind of like, yeah. But it's true. It is true. What can you do today to empower yourself? For yourself. You don't need to impress me, honey. You don't need to impress your neighbor. You don't need to impress your parents when it comes to this. You don't need to impress your siblings, whoever else's approval it is that you normally look for. You just need to impress your future self. So your future self can look back at you with pride and say, thank you. Because you took that step and got me to where I am today. That's all you need to do. So for some people, that could look like Atomic Habits, 1% better every day. For other people, that could be like a method I actually listened to recently from, what's her page? She's a YouTuber. Watch every now and then. I'd rather be lost in the light. Elizabeth, I want to say Elizabeth. She does like Phillips, I want to say. Elizabeth. Yeah, Phillips, there you go. Elizabeth Phillips. Where you sort of do like deep work for maybe like 15 hours in one day and then you don't come back to it for like another week or whatever. Or just today you decide to shower. Or today you decide to socially show up how you always wanted to. Or today you're like, you know what, I'm going to go get that gym membership even though it's December. Or today I'm going to stand up to that family member. Maybe not in the most direct way, but in a way where I actually say no and I mean it. Wow. It's your progress. This is your day. Your day where you get to be alive in your life, despite how imperfect it is. The power is in your hands. And I guess that's what we could call this. I am taking my power back. Yeah. And I look at my peers as well. And, you know, yeah, sure, there's the comparisonitis at times. And I'm like, honey, focus on yourself. Everybody's journey is unique. But then I'm like, also, if there are things where it's like, I admire that and I want to be like that, then I'm going to learn from them. Who gives a shit if they're the same age as me? There is one guy that I used to go to school with. I don't know if we went to the same sixth form. I can't remember. We follow each other on socials, on Instagram, and he's literally so charismatic. I love his content. I love the way he does his work. You know, I really thoroughly enjoy his content. And in a way, sometimes he embodies that level of charisma that I wish to have too. If I were doing a similar thing or if I were in a leadership position, I admire that. I'm like removing the judgment from here. I'm removing honestly, it's just judgment of myself. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not the narrative that I get to keep playing over and over in my head. It's not the song that I have to keep listening to over and over because honestly, I have better things to do. Future me doesn't give a shit about that. It's not whether or not you have insecurities that define whether or not you're going to be able to achieve what it is that you want. Even if it's just happiness and your version of unconventional happiness. It's whether or not you're able to move with them or through them. Your insecurities and the shit that's happened to you and who you were even last week does not have to hold you back. The world will always try and make it seem that way, quite honestly. Unless you're part of the LOA community, in which case I think it's easier to sort of get that, not clean slate, but sort of that past to say that you can forgive yourself. You can move through this. You can take accountability for something whilst also embracing a completely new life and trajectory for yourself. I think I've said enough for now. But I hope that helps some people. Life is so painful when you're living it up, only in here. The way that you're able to breathe, sit, talk to people, connect with people, hits so different when you say, I'm just going to show up as myself. I might put my foot in it, so what? Keep it moving. You learn from it, you apologize if you have to, keep it moving. Keep it moving. There are bigger fucking problems in this world, which you all know about, okay? And I don't mean that to discount your problems. I just mean that, seriously, the shit that you're beating yourself up over is not worth it. It's not worth it. There is power in today. There is power in this moment. And there is power in your hands. And you need to wake up and smell the damn coffee. That's it for this video. Again, I'm not really sure what that was, but if you like to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.